Have you ever noticed how some seniors, seemingly full of life just a few years earlier, suddenly begin to fade? Not from a heart attack, not from cancer, not even from a tragic fall. No, what claims them is far more insidious. It's quiet, invisible, and it's happening to millions. My name is Dr. Alex. I've spent over 30 years immersed in men's health, helping older adults not just live longer, but live better. Over those decades, I've listened to thousands of stories, pored over countless medical charts, and studied trends most doctors overlook. And what I've discovered, what I'm about to share with you, might just rewrite what you think you know about aging. Here's the truth. One of the most powerful indicators of whether someone will stay vibrant and independent after 60 isn't found in a blood test. It's not your cholesterol, it's not your blood pressure, and it's not how often you go to the gym. It's something no one wants to talk about, something most people let go of without even realizing it. And when they do, the consequences begin to snowball quietly but mercilessly. You see, most seniors aren't dying because their bodies gave out. They're dying because their spark went out. And often, that spark is tied to a basic human experience that's been brushed under the rug. We're going to talk about something uncomfortable today. At least, it might feel that way at first. But I promise what you'll learn could add years to your life and life to your years. Because buried beneath the silence is a truth that could restore your energy, your confidence, and even your mental clarity. And no, this isn't about medications. It's not about exhausting routines or trendy diets. What I'm talking about is already inside you. Dormant maybe, but not gone. So stay with me, because in just a few moments, I'm going to show you exactly what to do to start reversing this decline. The final part of this journey might just change how you see aging. Forever. Before we dive deeper, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon. Every week, we share insights that can help you stay strong, sharp, and free as you grow older. And if this message is resonating with you so far, type a 1 in the comments to let me know you're here with me. If there's something you'd like us to improve, type ZO. Your voice matters. Now, let's uncover one of the most overlooked yet critical drivers of decline in seniors today. A quiet epidemic that strips away vitality and shortens life, years before the body officially gives out. Let's talk about the loss of connection to physical pleasure. Number 1, the silent epidemic. Disconnection from physical pleasure. In the quiet of the exam room, I've sat with men and women well into their 70s, 80s, and even 90s. Their words often tell one story, but their eyes tell another. There's a kind of heaviness, a silent resignation that lingers behind the smiles, as if something essential has been lost along the way. And for many, it has. What's lost is not just strength or mobility. It's not just memory or hearing. What fades, almost invisibly, is their connection to physical pleasure, the joy of being in their own body, the warmth of touch, the intimacy of human closeness. This isn't something we talk about. In fact, most people never bring it up at all. But over time, I began to notice a pattern. As this connection fades, so too does their energy, their spark, their reason to keep moving forward. And here's why. At some point, society told us a lie, a subtle but damaging one. That intimacy belongs only to the young. That after a certain age, you're expected to shut the door on that part of your life. It's not discussed in polite company. And so, millions of older adults slowly disconnect, believing it's normal, or worse, believing it's shameful to want that connection again. Some retreat because of physical changes, others because of emotional wounds, grief, or embarrassment, and some simply assume that it's just part of getting old. But let me be clear, it is not. This disconnection isn't just sad, it's dangerous. Why? Because when you stop engaging with your body in ways that bring you joy and stimulation, your systems begin to shut down. Slowly, silently. Blood flow to critical areas decreases. Hormone levels begin to shift in the wrong direction. Neural pathways that govern pleasure, memory, and motivation begin to atrophy. You start to feel tired. Sleep becomes restless. Mood swings creep in. Your resilience, physically and emotionally, starts to crack. And you don't notice it happening until one day you look in the mirror and wonder what happened to that person you used to be. I've watched patients go from vibrant and social to withdrawn and frail, not because they got old, but because they lost touch with the very sensations that once made life rich and meaningful. Touch, warmth, connection. They aren't just luxuries, they are nutrients, just as vital as your daily vitamins. And when we deny ourselves this nourishment, the body suffers, the brain suffers, the spirit suffers. So let's be honest with ourselves. This isn't about being inappropriate. It's not about acting young. It's about staying alive, fully, deeply, physically, emotionally. Because when you reignite that connection, you trigger healing in places you didn't even realize were broken. Energy returns, confidence grows, memory sharpens, even immune function improves. You don't need to be in a relationship. This isn't about romance. It's about reconnecting with your body, reclaiming your right to feel pleasure, and reminding yourself that you're still here, still human, still worthy of joy. And here's the good news. It's never too late. You can rebuild this connection. You can awaken sensations you thought were gone, and you can do it in ways that nourish every part of you, from your heart to your hormones to your happiness. But what makes this connection to physical pleasure so powerful? How exactly does it protect your brain, strengthen your body, and even extend your independence? Stick with me, because what we uncover next may completely change how you see your future. And if this is speaking to something deep within you, I'd love for you to type the number 1 in the comments. Let me know you're walking this path with me. Now, let's move forward into what I consider one of the most eye-opening truths about aging well. Number 2, the truth about masturbation. After 60, and why it could save your life. Let me tell you something most doctors won't dare say out loud. What if I told you that one of the most powerful tools for longevity, energy, and mental clarity is something you've probably been taught to ignore, avoid, or even feel ashamed of? Yes, I'm talking about masturbation after the age of 60. I know that word might trigger discomfort, maybe even guilt. But stay with me, because what I'm about to share could dramatically shift how you view your body, your health, and your future. For over 3 decades, I've worked with older adults, men and women who believed they were past their prime. And yet, the ones who aged with strength, clarity, and joy all had one thing in common. They stayed connected to their physical pleasure, not just with partners, but with themselves. Masturbation, solo sexual expression, isn't some youthful indulgence. It's biological maintenance, and after 60, it becomes essential. You see, the aging body naturally slows down. Circulation weakens, hormones decline, muscles shrink, and the brain, it starts dimming, unless you do something to wake it up. And guess what? Masturbation does exactly that. Every time you engage in this private act, blood flow increases throughout your body, especially to your brain, heart, and extremities. Think of it as lighting up circuits that would otherwise go dark. Endorphins flood your system, crushing stress and soothing anxiety. Testosterone gets a boost, yes, even in women, which helps preserve muscle mass, bone density, and emotional strength. But perhaps the most profound effect, it's on your brain. Neurologists have found that sexual pleasure activates multiple regions of the brain at once, those responsible for memory, mood, and decision-making. It's like a workout for your mind. So when someone tells me they feel sharper, more creative, even more alive after reconnecting with themselves, I'm not surprised. I've seen it firsthand. But beyond the science, there's something even more sacred happening here. Masturbation after 60 is an act of reclaiming your worth, of telling your body, you still matter, you're still capable of joy. It's a rebellion against the quiet lie that aging equals fading. It ignites a ripple effect. People begin eating better, they get more active, they laugh more, they connect with others again. And when a patient looks me in the eye and asks, "Is it too late for me to feel this again?" I say without hesitation, absolutely not. Yes, it may take patience, a slower pace, a gentler touch, but your body is still capable of deep, soul-nourishing sensation, and that sensation carries with it the power to heal. So if you've ever questioned whether your sexuality still matters in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, this is your answer. It matters more now than ever. And yet, if this is so vital, so healing, so human, Why are so many seniors still disconnected from it? That leads us to the next critical point, and it might just explain what's been holding you back all along. Number 3. The 3 toxic lies that are draining seniors of their vitality. I've met so many bright, kind, vibrant seniors who walk into my office feeling like a faded version of who they once were. Not because of disease, not because of age, but because of beliefs, deeply rooted, invisible lies that quietly rob them of their vitality. These aren't just misunderstandings. They are emotional chains. And unless we name them, challenge them, and break them, they will keep you stuck. Let's start with the first one. Lie number 1, I'm too old for pleasure. How many times have I heard someone laugh and say, "Oh, that part of my life is over"? Too many. But let me tell you something heartbreaking. That belief is not only false, it's dangerous. Your body doesn't forget how to feel. It doesn't stop needing touch or connection. It just changes how it wants to receive it. And when you deny yourself pleasure because of a number on a calendar, you're dimming the very light that keeps you human. It's like living in a beautiful house and never turning on the lights. You're surviving, but you're not really living. Lie number 2, self-pleasure is shameful. I know where this comes from. Many of you were raised in an era where this topic wasn't just taboo. It was practically forbidden, whispered about, treated as a sin. Those messages don't disappear. They embed themselves, and decades later, they still echo inside your heart. But hear me clearly. Taking care of your body is not shameful. It is sacred. It is a declaration that your health, your happiness, and your spirit deserve attention. This is not about lust. It's about life. Lie number 3. Saving energy means avoiding sex. I've heard seniors say, "I need to conserve my strength," so they stop being intimate, they stop touching, they stop feeling. But here's the truth most people don't realize. Sexual energy fuels strength. It doesn't drain it. When you engage in sexual activity, alone or with a partner, you're nourishing your tissues, boosting your hormones, supporting your circulation. It's like watering a thirsty plant. And when you stop, everything begins to shrink, emotionally, physically, spiritually. But perhaps the most toxic lie of all is this, that your sexual health has nothing to do with your overall health. It's not true. Your emotional well-being, your immune system, your brain chemistry, your sleep, your mobility, it's all connected. When you nourish one, you nourish the rest. And when you neglect one, they all begin to suffer. So now you know. You've seen how these misconceptions take root. You've seen what they steal. And more importantly, you've seen what becomes possible when you challenge them. But awareness alone isn't enough. You need something more. A clear, compassionate roadmap to help you reconnect with your body in ways that feel natural, empowering, and safe. And that's exactly where we're heading next. If this message is resonating with you, take a moment. Type 1 in the comments below. Not for me, for you. To say, "I'm still here. I still matter." Because trust me, what's coming next could change everything. Number 4. The restoration method. How to reignite sexual vitality, step by step. Let me be blunt. Most advice out there for seniors struggling with intimacy is either vague, patronizing, or completely disconnected from reality. That's why I created the restoration method. Not as theory, but as a clear, compassionate roadmap. One that understands the truth of the aging body and shows you how to awaken its forgotten potential. This is not about chasing youth. It's about reclaiming something far more powerful, your aliveness. Let me walk you through it. Step 1. Prepare the sanctuary. Before you ever touch your body, you must change the way you treat it. Set the stage, not for performance, but for reverence. Choose a space where you feel truly safe and free from interruption. Dim the lights. Adjust the temperature. Use a blanket, a pillow, or a soft chair, whatever makes you feel cradled, not exposed. Place a high-quality lubricant nearby, not as an afterthought, but as a tool of respect for the beautiful changes your body has gone through. These details matter. They send a signal to your nervous system. You are safe, you are worthy, you matter. Step 2, the deep release. Next, you begin not with touch, but with breath. Slow, deep inhalations, long, gentle exhales. Let the breath soften your muscles, your face, your belly. Feel your heart rate settle. Imagine tension slipping away like grains of sand from your open palm. This is not foreplay. This is healing. Your body has likely spent decades in tension, judgment, or numbness. Now, we give it space to feel again. Step 3. The gentle awakening. Now, with no agenda, begin to explore. Not the genitals, not yet. Start with the forgotten zones, your inner thighs, the lower belly, the chest, the sides of your neck. Use light, curious touch. No pressure, no goals. Ask your body, what do you feel here? And then, listen. A flutter, a warmth, a tiny electric pulse. That's not imagination, that's life returning. Even the smallest sensations are signs that your body remembers and wants to reconnect with you. Step 4. The sacred stimulation. Only now, when your body is open, your mind relaxed, do you move into direct stimulation. Not aggressively, not urgently, but mindfully, lovingly, patiently. Let arousal build naturally without chasing it. Let your movements be slow and attuned. This is not about climax. It's about communion. In this state, pleasure deepens, it expands, it becomes not just physical, but spiritual. You are not trying to fix anything. You are rediscovering the parts of you that were never lost, just sleeping. Step 5. Integration, the deepest healing. When you're ready to stop, don't rush to clean up and move on. Pause. Place your hand over your heart or your belly. Close your eyes. Breathe. Say silently to yourself, thank you. Thank you for feeling. Thank you for staying with me. In this moment, healing begins. Not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually. This isn't about becoming someone you used to be. It's about finally becoming someone fully alive right now. And once you experience even the smallest spark of reconnection, you'll understand. Your pleasure, your presence, your power was never gone. But even with the right method, many seniors still struggle. The path is not always smooth. There are traps, pitfalls, quiet saboteurs that can derail even the most hopeful heart. Let's talk about them, because knowing what's coming could be the difference between giving up and awakening for good. Number 5. Overcoming the hidden obstacles, what no one warns you about. I wish I could say that once you begin this journey, everything flows easily. But that would be a lie. Because in truth, healing is messy. Real change stirs up old wounds, old stories, and old fears. And if you're not prepared, they can quietly steal your progress. Let's talk about the 4 most common traps and how to break through them. Trap number 1, unrealistic expectations. The most crushing mistake I see is this. Seniors begin the restoration process, and after a few sessions they say, I don't feel like I used to. Something must be wrong. No. There is nothing wrong. You are not 20, and thank God, because now your pleasure can come with depth, not just speed. Success is no longer measured by climax or intensity. It's measured by connection, by the return of sensation, by the willingness to feel whatever arises. A tingling, a soft pulse, a moment of warmth. These are not small things. They are your body remembering. Trap number 2. Inconsistency. Healing requires rhythm, not effort, not willpower, rhythm. If you only reconnect with your body once in a while, when the mood randomly strikes, you're like a gardener watering a plant once a month and wondering why it's wilting. 2 to 3 times a week, that's your medicine. Not as a duty, as an act of self-respect. Trap number 3, performance pressure. This one is sneaky. You begin the practice. You feel something. Then suddenly your mind says, this better lead somewhere. Or worse, why isn't this working faster? And just like that, your body shuts down. Not because it can't feel, but because it's afraid to disappoint you. You must let go of the idea that every session needs to achieve something. Presence is the achievement. Every moment you spend with your body without judgment is a revolution. Trap number 4, lingering shame. This is the silent killer of vitality. You might be doing everything right on the surface, but deep down, an old voice still whispers, this is wrong. I'm too old for this. Why do I still need this? That voice is not you. It's a remnant of fear, of social programming, of decades where pleasure was taboo. When it rises, don't silence it. Meet it with compassion. Tell yourself, I deserve to feel good in my body. This is not shameful. This is sacred. Each time you face these obstacles and keep going, you are doing more than restoring sexual vitality. You are restoring trust in your body. You are reclaiming your spirit. You are proving that healing is possible at any age. And if you've made it this far, you're ready for something even more powerful. Because in the next part, we'll unlock the system that ties everything together. The final step that doesn't just improve your intimacy. It transforms your entire health, energy, and emotional life. Stay with me. What comes next may be the most powerful revelation of all. Conclusion. Take back your power to thrive. Let me leave you with one undeniable truth. Your body does not expire. Your desire is not obsolete. And your right to feel pleasure, joy, and connection, it didn't vanish with your youth. It was simply waiting for you to remember. You see, aging isn't the end of vitality. It's the beginning of something far more powerful, self-ownership. It's not about recapturing the body you had. It's about honoring the one that carried you through every storm, every heartbreak, every battle you thought would break you. And now it wants something in return. To be loved, to be touched, to be awakened again. I have watched men and women in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, who once believed their fire was gone, suddenly ignite with life again. Not just in the bedroom, but in their walk, their laugh, the light in their eyes. And it all began with one radical decision: to believe they were still alive, still worthy, still capable of feeling deeply. So if you hear me now, let this be your moment. Not tomorrow, not once you feel ready. Now. Start small, start gentle, but start. Because every act of reconnection, every breath, every touch, every moment of presence is a step toward more than just health. It's a step toward life. Not just more years, but more life in every single year. You are not done. Your story is not over. And the next chapter? It could be the most vibrant one yet. Choose now to write it with strength, with dignity, and with the fullness you were always meant to enjoy. Because thriving is your birthright.